One of the resounding themes through the Sermon on the Mount we talked about last week is God's kingdom is not man's kingdom. When you think kingdom, and certainly they thought it much better in the first century than we did. They understood dictatorship, they understood rule, they understood the idea of a sovereign whose will was imposed on the nation, and so they understood the concept of a kingdom. And one of the things the Sermon on the Mount is making clear is that this kingdom is not like any kingdom with which you are familiar. This is the kingdom of God. And this is different, and this is led by a different ruler. And so to follow Christ is to live under his reign, and therefore the urging is not to be captivated by the fleeting stuff of earthly kingdoms, the fleeting treasures of earthly kingdoms. The world believes that those who get ahead, those who make progress, who acquire great wealth, who do successful things, those people who, in fact, we could sort of describe using the language here in Matthew 5 as those who seem to inherit the earth. They seem to own so much and possess so much. The attitude of the world is to do that, you must be strong. You must be ambitious. You must be aggressive. You probably need to be cunning, even lying if need be. You need to do what it takes to crush other people. These are folks who stand their ground. They beat others to the punch. They are aggressive. They are assertive. And that's the world sort of models that kind of mentality. That's who we want to be, right? We want to be those kind of people who take no prisoners. That is completely the opposite of the description of meek, this assertive, aggressive self-confidence. This is why we call them sort of euphemistically sharks, the shark tank, because that's the attitude. They'll eat you up if need be, because that's what they do in order to gain. And yet, Jesus says, blessed are the meek. The essence of meekness is gentleness towards others. In fact, it's the very word that in the fruit of the Spirit, when it says gentleness as one of the things that the Spirit produces, this is the same word as meek in Matthew chapter 5 as they're used in Galatians chapter 5. Jesus uses this in the familiar verse in Matthew 11:29. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find